Paul Craig Roberts carried the article that was written by a guy, his last name is Graham, and he had helped the aunt in Russia to put in an affidavit. This was as regards the younger boy's conviction. I think she said she put it in on April 29th, which I believe could have been just after or just before the conviction. Anyway, her document stands. It's in the court. It has been accepted as an affidavit. Plus, she put in an amicus curiae, but that's kind of neither here nor there. Oh, no, that is here because it shows that she told the judge. But she didn't tell the judge about this thing of the video, as far as I know. Her lawyer there, Mr. Graham, kept it all very simple, which is proper, and keep it the simplest possible. She simply said, we have evidence that the FBI says our boy was wearing I think it was black or white, and yet the video says the opposite. So, hey guys, you got to deal with that. You got the wrong information there. It was that article that put me into the picture, and then I contacted her, the aunt in Russia, and she said, hey, look at this video. And it has been sitting there for quite a while on the set, very few hits.
So this is the Podstava Tsanev video that we're going to look at. It was uploaded on the 11th of May 2013, and Mary and I are just going to discuss it briefly.
The key word Podstava apparently is Russian for I've been set up, or I'm a patsy. And why did he say that at that moment? Because just before it, you heard the cop. Apparently there are two men on the ground. There's Tamerlan and there's another boy, not the brother, but some friend next to him. And they seem to have frisked Tamerlan, maybe taken his wallet to check on him, and not bothered to search the other man. That would imply the other man is an informant who lured him into this area. Now, where did I get that interpretation from? Aunt Marit. She seems to know her stuff, but she can't really know everything that's happening because it's in the dark and we don't know. But
let's listen again. So we can definitely hear a very clear Podstava. And these guys are frisking him. I'm zooming in. We can see him on...
You just said it's him. And, yeah, you see him with his face to the left there. When that cop just said it's him, according to the aunt, that was because the cop had put his flashlight onto the wallet, what do you call it, ID picture, driver's license, and found out that it was the guy they were looking for. And we do know they were looking for the Tsanevs particularly that day. They weren't just looking for anybody. Calling my wife, I think that's
yes. Let's just listen to it again.
Now that is again, according to the aunt, the real Tamerlan being escorted by the police. So he was on the ground first, came up off the ground, is not asked to strip at any point at that stage, and gets put into a car. The aunt thinks that the naked pictures occurred later, and that they are her nephew, and she thinks this is her nephew on the ground, face down, saying Podstava, and that later, some at least of the pictures of the naked man are, according to the body shape and other aspects, her nephew, Tamerlan. I don't know why, but people are more interested in the naked one, which is very interesting too. Either one is proof that the boy was alive and well, and that anything about him having been killed, like the police killed him in self-defense because she was shooting at them, it's just not true at all. And this is of extreme interest, and it's also extremely interesting that her story, the aunt's story, and she's a lawyer herself, and she set it up properly and sent it to the court, and they have done nothing with it. And she said also when the defense team came over to visit the mother and father of the deceased and the accused, two different people, that the defense team wouldn't listen to anything the parents were saying. I mean, this is shocking, shocking. If no matter what the content of what they wouldn't listen to, that they wouldn't listen and wouldn't watch this video, which at that point the aunt did have it available to show that it's her boy, her nephew, on the ground, being arrested, not wounded, and later is dead. That's the point of interest in this whole event right now. We have a death in custody situation that needs to be dealt with. Never mind all the garbage about who's walking down the street and which ATM machine did they get their money from. Distraction, nonsense, propaganda, junk. The interesting point is somebody decided that a Podstava, or whatever the word is, a patsy would be used, and patsies have to be killed. I mean, they're always knocked off because they would then tell their story. He certainly didn't get his day in court, and the young lad apparently didn't get his day in court after 2 years of being mostly in solitary, where, funny things happen to your brain when you're in solitary. So